So I went to a comic book show and picked up a few books. Let's see what I got and why. Coming up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all of that. We're at, I think, over 4,600 subscribers. We're building towards our 5K subscriber giveaway. Also follow us on other socials, Instagram, Bronzeville_comics, Whatnot, Bronzeville_comics. We do sales every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Although our next sale will be on Tuesday the 29th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we will continue our Monday nights. And just mark it on your calendar. Bronze Age Horror Night on Whatnot is going to be Monday, October 30th. Very appropriate for the season. Also, there's a link in the description. Get $10 off your first purchase on Whatnot if you've not yet signed up. And that doesn't have to be a purchase with me. It can be with anybody for anything on Whatnot. And also in the description of this video is a link to my eBay store as well as my email. So I went to the Route 110 show. It's a monthly show out on Long Island. And I hadn't been until a few months ago, and I've been kind of putting it in my regular rotation of shows when I am available. And I picked up a few books. Now, generally speaking, when I pick up books, I like to, on the channel, I talk about the save, sell, slab, and spec in terms of how I organize the books, if I save them for my PC. And honestly, usually those are more, I'm looking for more silver, Bronze Age books, maybe gold, or just kind of run fillers. I really didn't find anything specifically for the PC at this time. Slab, books that I think are worth getting graded, especially if I can find them in very high grade that I think are 9.8 contenders. Sell, books that I think I get at a good deal. And then I'm going to sell to fund getting more books, let the hobby fund itself. And then spec, books on characters that the spec game is drying up quite a bit, especially with the strikes by the writers and the actors. But I'm still holding out to some DC spec. And sometimes there's like a slab spec kind of situation. I went to a few vendors. First vendor I went to had $5 bins. And so I picked up, this is a book, I thought it was a really good deal. It is X-Force 116, the first appearance of Ecstatic. I've really become a fan of Mike Allred's art. This is a gradable copy. It's a 9.8 contender. So that's going to go in the slab pile. Picked up Uncanny X-Men 450. This is the first appearance in title of X-23, as you can see by her claws there. That I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in slab or just sell it. I picked this book up. New Guardians #2. This is the first appearance of the cocaine-based supervillain Snowflame. I grabbed this book. Not quite a slabbable copy, I didn't think. But for the price, it's New Mutants 26, the first appearance of Legion. And I think that's a Sienkiewicz cover, I'm pretty sure. Then I picked up two of these. This is a book that's been on hot lists lately. This was more of a mid-grade-ish copy of Daredevil 270. It's a newsstand. It's the first appearance of Blackheart, who is the son of Mephisto. And there's been some speculation about him because there's been speculation about Mephisto. I mean, going back to WandaVision, that has yet to pay off. And then I picked up a regular copy, but notice it is signed by the author Ann Nocenti. So that was pretty cool. Blood Syndicate #32. This is the final issue of the series. A lot of these milestone books, the print runs were small as they neared the end of the run. Although, honestly, Blood Syndicate was one of the first ones to be canceled. books like Icon and Static, specifically Static Hardware, ran till about issue 50. Those are very hard to get. This I might slab this. It's got a wonky cut, but it's a really sharp copy. I pick this up whenever I see it at the right price. First appearance of Bloodsport. Idris Elba played him in a James Gunn directed film, so Idris Elba's a big star. I would think that they will use him again. So that's kind of a slab and spec sort of situation. This is going to go in the spec pile. This is Brightest Day number 4. This is the first appearance of the second Aqualad, Jackson Hyde, who is based on the character that was a preeminent character, one of the leads in the Young Justice animated series. There was, I think, was it Anna DuVernay attached to a project before the Warner Discovery merger? There was talk of an Aqualad TV series, which seemed like a little bit of a stretch. Seems like more of a supporting character. But I do think it is a character that is interesting as a member of like Titans Young Justice kind of situation. So maybe we'll even see something like in the Aquaman movie coming up, although that movie is a lame duck. This is another spec book. I pick this up often. If you've watched the channel, you've probably seen me grab this before. This is DC Comics Presents number 52, the first appearance of Ambush Bug, a really wacky character, which is right up James Gunn's alley. Then I picked up Superman and Man of Steel number 18, first full appearance of Doomsday, but it is a newsstand. That is a high grade copy, possibly a contender. And then this Punisher Volume 2, number 1, the first of his ongoing series. Might not quite be a 9.8, but maybe a 9.6 pre-screen. Then I went to a table that was, their books were half price, so I was digging through, and I came across this, and I decided to grab it. The price was very good, and it is Chilling Adventures in Sorcery as Told by Sabrina. It's an Archie comic. I believe it's from 1973. And they rebooted the title recently that was a little more chilling. It's a pretty sharp copy, although it does have its defects. I'm figuring it's like a 7. There have been 7s that have sold and graded, but they sell very infrequently. So I might, this might be available at the Bronze Age Horror Night. So that's a pretty cool book. I think I'd use it there rather than in an Archie show. Then I picked up Infinity Inc. 17. First appearance of Mr. Bones. Art by Todd McFarlane. Some of his early work, his earliest regular job was on this Infinity Inc. title. And this is a really sharp copy. I think it's a contender. Anything McFarlane related tends to be popular if you can get it in a 9.8. This book had spiked a little bit when it was revealed that Mr. Bones was going to be in the Stargirl TV series in season 3, although he was like in, I think, 1, maybe 2 episodes. Really didn't follow that storyline through. Then I picked up this Silver Surfer Volume 2, number 1. It's a one-shot that came in the early 80s before the long-running series. Really nice copy, but it did have a small crease in the back, so it is not a 9.8 contender. I'm just going to flip that around. Then there was a guy, he had like $5 books. I just picked up some. He had a lot of, it was more recent stuff. So I picked up this, a nice Kang cover. And then that's Inhyuk Lee. Then this is an indication of to be wary of the hot book of the week. I got for $4 each, and I probably overpaid for them at that. 3 copies of Amazing Spider-Man number 55, the Webhead variant by Patrick Gleason. This is the second printing. This was like in a 9.8 was well in excess of $100 around the time that it came out, and I'm pretty sure at this point everybody that really wanted one has one. I'm going to use, those will probably be giveaways. And then the last vendor I went to, I picked up this Moon Knight, the City of the Dead #1, Scotty Young variant. Transformers #8, which is the first Dinobots. It is a nice copy, but it does have a little bit of a stain you see down there in the corner of the box there. But I'll probably go, like, I think I'm going to do, I'm putting together some inventory. I'll do a G.I. Joe Transformers show on Whatnot at some point. Try to get that in focus. And then this is, and this is a pretty sharp copy, although it's Impulse #28. It's the first appearance of Arrowette, who's a fairly minor character. I might put this in a spec box. I don't think I'm going to get it graded. I think it would grade it a 9.8, but I'm not sure a 9.8 is necessarily worth getting graded. So that's the haul for today. It's just a quick little show. I think the best book there is the Chilling Adventures in Sorcery book. I was trying to temper my purchasing, as you know, I'm trying to move more books than I buy, which is, as I've said before on the channel, it's a whole lot easier to buy than it is to sell. And so, you know, that's a fairly small haul for me. But I think I got some good books and some good value. And I'm going to, if I look at, separate what I'm going to slab, it'd be one. Yeah, a few of these ended up, you know, I gave it a quick look on condition. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 books, I think. Yeah, just 5 that I'm going to slab. Which actually isn't the worst thing in the world because, you know, slabbing 5 books takes a few days. Even if they just need a quick press. You know, you got to leave them in the press for a while. So those are the 5 books that I'm going to slab. You know, if I get 3 back at a 9.8, and this is kind of like what I look at when I go to shows, then it pays for, if I get 1 back at a 9.8, it's probably paid, let's say 2 back. It probably pays for everything else. Now, to be honest, some of these, at least for the time being, like let's say this comes back at a 9.8, that's going to stay in the PC. I do have a high-grade copy that I bought at the time in 1985, but I'm not convinced that's a 9.8. You know, I don't know. If I do get a 9.8, then I'm going to hold on to it until I get another one. You know, that's kind of my long-term goals are to increase the value of the collection by, in terms of the books that I'm going to keep, that I want to keep in my collection, is have them in high grade, and slowly try to get 9.8s out of what I have, and as many as I can, without going out and buying slabs. I buy, as you see, I buy very few slabs, especially when I go to shows. I think in the last year, I might have bought 1 slab at a show. I can't really think of another one. The only one I can think of that I bought recently was the first Animal Man. It was Strange Adventures 170. That's the only slab I can think of that I actually bought at a show. I bought a few online. I bought a few that are upgrades. And often what I'll do is I'll get a book raw. I prefer to get a book raw, clean and press it, even like a Silver Age book, and submit it myself to increase the value. Because if I can, let's say it's a $200 book graded, if I can buy it for $120, clean and press it myself, got a little bit of a profit margin there, and then can start to look to upgrade. And, you know, if I can upgrade and get a higher grade for the right price and sell the lower grade for close to that, that's kind of another way to have the hobby fund itself. So, you know, I know there are people who don't want any slabs, don't like slabs, that's fine. I do like to get them just because I think for the long-term value of my collection, having graded comics, especially 9.8s for more modern books, increases the value of the collection. And then when the time comes to liquidate the collection, it's easier to move the slabs. And we're talking about modern 9.8s, you're going to get more value. And more value probably a little quicker. So let me know what you think about the pickups here. And thanks for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.